You dedicate your whole life, your whole being, every single second of your existence because you believe that you will reach perfection. Whereas when you accept that perfection is more an horizon than a destination, you put everything at ease and everything, you can put everything in perspective. So
Constructing your life is about much more than just building a bank account. Each week, join mindset coach Austin Linney as he interviews guests who are constructing their dream lives and impacting the world around them on a daily basis. If you're an entrepreneur or wanting to start a business, or you just want to hear motivating stories of how others have overcome the odds, you are in the right place. And now for your host, Austin Linney.
Guys, my favorite thing to do is to start the record button before Marc's ready. It's really my favorite, always of all times. Here, shove the water down your throat. Figure out what we're going to do.
Water. I just, the guy, I'm doing something. We're recording a bunch of episodes. You know, we do that back to back, folks. It's not a, you know, it's more convenient like this. And between recording, we're talking, and then all of a sudden I see 5, 4, 3. What? Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My name is Marc. I'm a podcast producer, and
So
you're doing it on purpose.
Yes, 100%. I'm an instigator. So I'm obsessed with this like concept of like having what you need and not needing anymore. Like what I mean by that is I realize, and I don't know where it happened in the midst of all this, but I realize how much dumb shit we want to happen, and none of those things actually really make us happy at all. Like,
No.
I have an amazing company that we're running that's growing. I've got great employees. I've got multiple businesses, great business partnerships. I live in a safe city where I have a beautiful view. I got a house over my head. And I know this is just normal shit I'm saying, but I'm realizing how much dumb shit we need to make us happy. And I realize, like, I don't really need anything else right now. Like, you know, but I feel like when we get into personal development, we consume like we're a fucking suction hose on a commercial vacuum, and I want it all. I got to meet this new person. I got to read this new book. I got it. Like, look, I'm reading every day and I'm meeting new people, but I don't have the same lack, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm missing something, I got to go to that conference. I got to do this. Like, what will happen needs to happen when it happens.
Absolutely. And we now live in a world where we're bombarded with information, with videos of people that, you know, wake up at 3 a.m. and take a cold plunge and have this hardcore lifestyle of training 3 hours before breakfast where they eat 12 eggs and then they read a book. They read a book before 10 a.m. and then they go on 10,000 business meeting. And then meanwhile, they start a new e-commerce shit and a coaching program. And then you scroll through that and you're like, but I don't want to wake up at 3 a.m. in a cold bath. Like, is it okay? Is it okay if I just like to wake up at 8 in the morning? Am I worth it? Like, can I still be someone? Can I make a video of myself? Hi guys, today I woke up at 8. You know, people won't bite that. You know,
my favorite clip of all time is Kevin Hart's talking to this guy from this TV show comedian, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I typically wake up at like 8 or 9." And Kevin Hart goes, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "I knew you would say something." He goes, "You're one of those tyrants." He goes, "You're one of those motherfuckers that I'm not allowed to like sleep in."
Because you end up thinking that you're not enough. You don't do enough, and therefore you don't have enough as well, because this is without counting the luxury car videos and posts and the luxury lifestyle thing. And you're like, oh shit, how come that guy that does more or less the same thing than me, how come he has like a $10 million mansion? And you know, and you start thinking like, oh wow, I need to do more, and then you reach to a ton of podcasts that also tells you to do more and you're not enough, and do more and you're not good enough, and if you don't have a six-pack you will never make it in life. You know, it's not for everybody. It is not for everybody. There's not one way of being productive, of achieving success, or there's not not only one
We've
definition of success for that.
we've gone too far. We've gone too far on the
Yeah,
productivity side, right?
absolutely.
It's asinine. I mean, we have got no dead space in your calendar whatsoever. Fucking, I look at my calendar; it's fucking filled to the minute. I work Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, it's so exhausting.
Yeah. What about, is it wrong to jerk off on a Sunday morning? Is it wrong? I want to know. I want to know if it's wrong to jerk off on a Sunday morning when you have nothing else to do. It's not wrong. That's it. Like, it's not going to ruin your life. It's okay. If you do that compulsively every day, 10 times a day, it's a problem. But it's okay to do nothing. It's okay. And you're not being lazy. That's the other thing. Like, again, I'm always using like extreme examples, right? To make my point across. It's
I
to
apologize for
rebalance my
for
two-daughter English.
any moms that listen to this in their car with the kids, but you should already know that you shouldn't do that with my podcast.
No. I think I will start to.
I've been reprimanded by my grandmother multiple times. Yes.
Okay.
No. So my mom messaged me like a year ago, and she goes, "I would love to share this episode with my friends, but I think you said fuck 32 times in a 15-minute span. So I'm gonna."
Hey, listen, man. For those of you that don't know, I'm his podcast producer. Should we change your artwork and add parental advisory? You know, like the little label thing of the
Don't
the
listen
rap
to
album?
in the car in your minivan. Yes,
Do not listen to this while operating heavy machinery.
dude. I was talking about something with God the other day to my business partner, and I said the F word on the back of it. He goes, "I don't think you can praise Jesus and cuss at the same time, sir." And I was like, "Fair enough." There's moments where you know, I go, "Fair enough." You know, read the room. So yes.
So to go back to on the main topic, it's we don't attach any value to simply doing nothing or just doing something for the sake of it with no goals, nothing. I have a dear friend, and she's a visual artist, and sometimes like one day she woke up at, I don't know, at 5 a.m. Before the sunrise. She went on a beach, brought back a couple of seashells and rocks and things, and she was in the backyard doing a little something. I was like, what are you doing? Why you do that? She was like, why do you need to know why all the time? I just feel like putting those objects on a pile and put a rope through it, and I just feel like that. That's it. I'm not planning on marketing it. I'm not planning on selling it. I'm not planning to giving it to my grandfather, and I will most likely throw it out in a few years, right? But I'm just doing it for the sake of it, and we attach no value for this. When is the last time you drew something? When is the last time you pick up a piece of paper and you start drawing something just for the sake of it? When is the last time you sang? When is the last time you played music? Even if it's a little,
Part two of this is we no longer have social media. We only have business media now.
Absolutely.
Because every motherfucker in their world is trying to sell you fucking something. It's exhausting.
Absolutely. And that's why sometimes I feel guilty of it, of not taking care enough of my social media in terms of having like a cohesive video strategy and content strategy, like a strategy that I would do with my client, let's say. But on the other hand, I'm making a very, very, very comfortable living with my little 2,000 followers, and I post what is meaningful for me at a rhythm that is healthy for me for now in my context of my life, that I just cannot produce 4 videos a day. Now I just can't. I don't want to. I'm not inspired to do that now.
A guy messaged me. I shared what we were paying for our ads, right? Because we pay lower because I'm in rural. So this dude bro, and I'm using it on purpose. This dude bro that had a Lambo in his picture, who's 23 years old and lives in Miami, who has never had adversity a day in his life. Adversity for him is his Wi-Fi goes out. Tells me that I shouldn't post about it. He thinks it's bad. Not to be rude. That's what he said. And I go, okay, educate me. And he goes, well, a bigger company could read through your post. Because they could reverse engineer. He goes, then they could steal your competitor's business with your ads in your area. He didn't ask me where I was, what business I was doing, what was going on. And somebody chimed in, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. He goes, yeah, a $500 billion equity fund is rolling through Austin's fucking Twitter to reverse engineer his marketing strategies for his little HVAC company in the middle of fucking nowhere. He goes, please stop talking. And I didn't even say anything, you know? And this went on for like all day. They're just like talking shit on him. And he goes, this is the worst case of scarcity mindset I've ever seen in my life. And what I
Wow.
realize is those are the people that are overproducting because they feel like they're missing something.
Oh, for sure.
Do you know what's so ridiculous? Being places with a lot of people. Okay? Hear me out. And I'm not knocking it. If you love it, tear it up, man. Awesome. But they just had Berkshire Hathaway's summit. So let me get this straight. You want me to leave my house, fly to Omaha, fucking Nebraska, okay? Rent a car, get a hotel, okay? Do all these things, pay money to sit in a fucking stadium with 30,000 fucking people to listen to an old man talk about business when you could just read his books in your pajamas from your fucking house. And by the way, somebody transcribed the entire event and put it on free at Twitter. Okay? Why? That's the same way I feel about sporting events. What the fuck? I have a 60-inch TV with high def, and I get to pause it. Like, what are we doing? You want me to go out in minus 5-degree weather and fucking pay $60 for parking? $100. Fuck you. No. Look, now don't get me wrong. Hear me out. One thing has an exception in this. Soccer games in Europe. Okay. I would do anything to go to a soccer game in Europe for one reason and one reason only. They are insane.
Oh, yeah.
That in Argentina. They are out of their fucking minds.
Oh,
and
here?
to feel that energy, that's what I want to feel.
Listen,
but other than that, dude, here's a perfect example. Another thing that I think is absolutely ridiculous. Asking me to fly across the country to go to your motherfucking wedding.
Oh, yes.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here? This wedding is for you. It's not for me.
Yeah.
So why do you need all these people around? I just think that we've gone off the deep end with some of this shit.
Yeah.
Like these baby showers, these gender reveal parties. Like, just chill the fuck out. Nobody cares.
But, you know, this is all linked to, because, you know, we're talking about not having enough and not be good enough, and things are not good enough. So that means we start to believe that perfection exists. We start to believe that perfection is a destination and not an horizon. So I'm, for those of you that don't know, I'm a retired Cirque du Soleil performer. So I've worked with people from all around the planet, with every culture and all that. And one of the most intense culture that I've worked with in terms of work ethic and being like perfect, Japanese people.
Yes.
Okay, there's something else in terms of work ethic, and they're very close to perfection, but they're not perfect. That's why they keep working. That's why they always keep improving, always keep improving. There's a wonderful performer at K, presented at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. She does a baton. She's one of the main character. I think now she's probably close to 45 years old. She's training at least 5-6 hours a day. She could do nothing all day and just perform her act and go back and drink beers and all that. No, she's still doing it, and she's in the show since the beginning, and she's just, you know, she has a work ethic that is absolutely crazy. But absolutely crazy. There is something of the craziness. You dedicate your whole life, your whole being, every single second of your existence, because you believe that you will reach perfection. Whereas when you accept that perfection is more an horizon than a destination, you put everything at ease, and everything, you can put everything in perspective. So for example, if you work, you know, sometimes I work with clients from most of my clients are very, very cool, but sometimes I end up working with people that are extremely picky. And you're like, listen, it's not the color of your subtitle that will break your whole marketing strategy. You know what I mean? It's not because the font is not like post. Just post the thing, and then we'll improve as we go. But the people that believe that perfection is a destination are constantly living in it. Not enough, not enough, not enough, because nothing is perfect. If you want a perfect piece of content, it's going to be very expensive, you
Very,
know,
very.
extremely expensive. I've got, there's a guy, he asked me for a podcast intro, man. Like, he showed me, can you do something like that? First take, first take. It's a slow motion of a guy coming with like 20 chicks from a private jet. I was like, just the first take must have cost like $50,000, man. Like, you have only $1,000. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like, where do you want me to get the chicks? Like, are you like what? You know, people don't realize. You know, they want everything perfect and to look good, but they don't realize like there's always a downside to everything, right? You cannot
Hmm.
get like that perfect intro, a perfect
Yeah,
clip
it's
if
called
you're not willing
sanity.
to spit out, you
It's
know, a
called it's
million
called
bucks, right?
yeah, it's called sanity. It's called
Exactly.
sanity.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
called sanity.
it's called sanity, right? And
Yes.
and I actually prefer the business to be messy,
Yes.
because
Yes.
when
I
the
can
business is
understand.
messy, we have opportunities to, like, it sounds crazy, but like I love, like, when it's even worse, because then it's like a fun thing to like clean it up even more, right? That's really the reason I switched over to business, is because you never reach the end.
Yes. If you have the chance in your life to work with Italians, I think you would feel home.
Yes.
They're pretty much like this. It's
You
like
know why?
they're
You know
super
what?
good. They deliver on time, right?
Yeah.
But man, they're last minute, and man,
Dude,
everything
dude,
is like clank, clank,
greatest,
clank, and
the
it's
greatest day of my life, dude. Now you have to understand, I'm a younger chap at this point, trying to figure out life. I'm in Jamaica with my buddy, right? And we're going to a waterfall, kind of excursion thing that you pay for. And it was supposed to leave at 11, and I'm Mr. On Time, and it was now 12:15, and the two guys that were supposed to shuttle us were talking to a girl in a thong on the beach. And I finally had enough, and I said, "Hey man, we were supposed to leave like an hour ago." He goes, "Hey man, chill the fuck out." He goes, "We're leaving." He goes, "We're leaving when I'm leaving. I'm the driver." He goes, "So just enjoy it." And I was
yeah,
like, "All right." Like, we're in a different world. They don't operate that way,
yeah,
and this is just what you're gonna have to deal with. Now, I will tell you this: homie, don't roll that way, okay? And I try to get better at it, but we have to be careful that we don't over, produce our life and not allow any happenstance, or that's what we're doing. We're not allowing anything to be. We're not allowing to be surprised anymore.
yeah,
This
yeah.
guy was talking about, he's built multiple. This is a true story. I got to show you this clip. He's built many multi-million-dollar company. Younger dude. He has two 14-year-olds working for him. He had to go to the parents. He said, "This guy will be the best coder in the history of the world when he's older." And he goes, "The problem is I try to find talent before they know their talent."
Wow.
And he said the thing is maybe they didn't go to the school that everybody else went to. Maybe they don't dress perfectly, but the talent's all there. They just don't know it. And there's these one little things, but I see it and I cultivate it. And he goes, "Get this shit." He started a company a couple years ago. 85% of those people that work for him are venture backed in their own businesses. How the fuck does that
Wow.
happen? Right? Because he said there's these one little flaw that everybody else doesn't see, that say I can work with that. And that's the same
Exactly.
way I do it too when I hire. The same way. What's
Yeah.
what's the thing that other people aren't seeing? And then boom, you allow them to see it. Off to the races.
Yeah, absolutely. You give opportunity. Therefore, you accept that you don't expect perfection from the person that work with you because you know the
No.
person will never deliver perfection.
And I'm not going to
Improvement,
do it as a
yes,
boss.
that is something you need to expect. Improvement, but
I'm not going to do it as a boss either, but I'm going to apologize when I don't step up to the plate. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
expect you
yeah,
to do the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I appreciate your time as always, sir. It's so great. We didn't hurt you too
Absolutely.
bad. So if people want to reach out to you, how would they do that?
They can go www.podcastproducer.com And all the links are there. If not, my links will be in the show notes.
Well, you do
Marc
them, so I hope
Picard.
they are. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, my man. Guys, share this around, send it to a friend, and we'll see you next time.
Guys, let me take a minute to tell you about my buddies over at Lead Hub, Ben and Aaron, the best humans I know. Not only are they amazing at marketing for trade companies, but Ben started his HVAC company in his garage, sold it for multi-million dollars. So when this guy talks, I listen. When we took over Dietz Mechanical, we had 22 reviews in 22 years. In 7 short months, we went from 22 reviews to 107. We went from a 4.2 to a 4.7. We tripled our Facebook presence and we tripled our calls. If you're an HVAC, plumbing, electric, landscaping company, and you're looking for a no BS approach to marketing, you're looking for people who have done it before, you got to go to leadhub.net